Evening all, welcome back to Fittings. We're kind of, again, I haven't done these for a while, apart from the last one. And I guess the reason is I'm really keen to show you some of the changes that have come. So let's just go straight into it. I've always run these fits, so I guess I'm a bit unusual. I hated hardeners to begin with. So the fact that hardeners have been nerfed back to their kind of 1.7 settings is to me a very good thing, because to be honest I was already using these fits anyway, but I always run generally something like a passive tank repping thingamajig, because this gives me every second it's repping 450 hit points. I naturally am immune to most blaster tanks one-on-one because it's tanking the damage faster than they can do it to me. So that's all it was. Again, you can pause the video and see what it was, but today is really more looking at, we'll do a video on that Madruga fit another time, but I think today's really looking at the Python. The Python to me is something that, again, I avoided like the plague because it couldn't naturally tank like the Incubus. But Evo7 shared this fit with me. He's a bro, he knows his stuff, my god. And this is a really good fit if you're comfortable running non-hardened fits. And we'll talk about that through the rest of the video, because you've got to be pretty sure that you're comfortable doing that, because, well, let me explain. I used to run hardened dropships and hardened tanks, so you knew that you had 60 seconds of being awesome before you had to get the hell out. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's actually quite a good way to do it. But I have a pretty major problem with that, because I feel that you're kind of useful for only half the match, in essence. So you use it for 60 seconds, then it cools down for another 60 or whatever it is. And as I hit the ground, bleeding hard, I'm lucky I didn't lose this thing. What a noob. I'm terrible at gunning in this thing again. I got good at it for a while, but then I stopped playing. I didn't play for a while. And I've become very crap at it. But let's talk. So, I prefer the passive nature of a lot of fits anyway. So that Madruga fit and this Python fit are, to me, pretty good, because what they have is they have a natural... You don't have to press any buttons, okay? So, most tankers are good because they have an incredible ability to, twiddle thumbs quickly and get buttons on, or get modules on, rather. That ain't me. What I'm good at is the hand-eye coordination piece to a degree, because I'm not looking to kind of have to manage modules. In Eve, for example, I would always run fits that didn't require massive amounts of activations and such. So to me, I always went for something that was pretty simple. And this Python is a great example of that, because what it in essence is a relatively quick regenning shield, which is about 3,000 hit points. Now, don't forget, you're probably sat there saying, well, that's like 2 Forge Gun shots. Well, no, it's not, because Forge Guns have now had, obviously, the damage reduced to them. They no longer do wrecking damage with 3 damage mods, etc. So you have to really kind of consider how you're going to use them now. Also, there is a natural, I guess, drop in efficiency of the guns against shield as well. So guns aren't as effective against shield, so this having quite a high shield is quite good. So you'll probably see eventually I will get forge gun or railgun by something. You'll see that I can probably take 3 shots before I'm killed, and that's when my afterburner comes in, because that afterburner to me is life or death, particularly the way I run. So this is it. This is kind of like the way I like to generally run. I run an Incubus, which I've shown before, which is exactly the same, but from an armor point of view. But obviously then you get the penalties to a lot of weapons against armor on that point. So just bear that in mind. To be honest, the whole hardener issue I think has been fantastic. It's weird because it's like this whole patch has been created as I almost get shot down by the missile. It's as if this whole patch has been created to keep me happy. Maybe it has, you never know. I'm joking, of course, but it's like, all of the things that I've always had slight concerns and issues with, like very strong tanks really being quite invincible. My preference of having passive fits not being very good at all versus reactive fits, or rather active fits, that's been nerfed. Railguns being a little bit stupid because you can sit in the red zone and win the match, that's been nerfed. Scouts have been made good again. The only thing they forgot was the Flaylock, which I know I keep going on about, but I'm a little bit, you can't have everything. That's what I keep telling myself, is that it's still a terrible gun. I get the odd few kills with it, but I have to run 2 of them, and the cloak is the only thing that makes it even possible to be used even slightly. But if I ran a shotgun, I'd get twice the kills, because obviously a shotgun is a much better kind of single shot finishing weapon. Missiles don't seem to have changed. They're still quite good. So obviously I'm running XTs on this, which is a prototype, I know, but you don't have to run prototype. I do find the advanced ones do just as good a job as well. But it's up to you how you want to do that. But so dropshippers, they have been given quite a lifeline by the fact that they've dropped the railgun ridiculousness. I think that's been a good thing, but they're certainly not OP because the active hardeners going means a lot of players are not particularly comfortable flying without hardeners, or rather hardeners that are actually pretty weak. I think one of them is even 20%. I mean, I'll have to read up on that, but 40% armor boost, 20% shield. You might as well just not bother. So this is kind of what I did. I found that in the end I would much rather have just a regular structured comfort in the fact that my shield will constantly be going up, and that's my buffer there. When you get hit by certain railguns, which are all damage modded up, and that's pretty deadly. So I would like to see a reduction to the damage mods that vehicles have. Because it doesn't look as if they've been reduced at all. It looks like they're still very, very potent indeed. So I'd love to see that come down. But in general, I think everything about it is balanced everything so much more than it ever was. I mean, Redline Railgunners were imbalanced more than any other tactic I've ever seen in this game, and they have now been brought into line to a degree. I think once you do the damage mods, then that job is done. I think a lot of the suits as well. I mean, cloaking is powerful, but it doesn't get you kills, and I think you have to still have the skill with the guns to use to get the kills rather. I think just generally, dropshipping is as good as it's ever been. But you do have to accept that you're not invulnerable. You're still going to get shot down very, very easily if somebody coordinates. So if two Forge Gunners line up on me now, I'm dead. Pretty much dead. Fun games, good stuff. Hopefully people enjoy these kind of things. Let me know if you want me to do more of these fittings things, because this is the one series that I'm just not sure if really there's much merit in it, because you all have different skills. To me, I can't show you every suit because I don't have access to hardly any suits anymore. But I think when it comes to the obvious things like hardeners and missiles and dropships, tanks, things like that, I can certainly show some stuff there and give you what I feel are my thoughts. Hope you enjoyed that. See you maybe next time.